Originally released for PC in January of 2013, Kentucky Route Zero took the better part of 7 years to release all of its 5 chapters. The final chapter was released this past January of 2020, which coincided with the TV edition of the game on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Kentucky Route Zero has you taking control of a truck driver, Connor, as he has to bring a delivery to a place he cannot find on any map. The game has been heralded as Game of the Year in 2013, even when it was not complete, and has appeared on several best of lists over the years. So, what makes Kentucky Route Zero stand out and stay on people's radars for over 7 years? Is the game that good? Let's hit play and find out. How you doing, fellow geeks? GamerDad79 here, and welcome to another game review here on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kentucky Route Zero. Now, I played the TV edition of the game on the Nintendo Switch. I had Kentucky Route Zero on my wish list for PC on Steam for a very long time. It looked really, really unique, and the one thing that prevented me from picking it up was because it wasn't complete. I've had this game at least on my wish list, I think, for about 2 years now, honestly. But I didn't pick it up because I didn't want to play an incomplete game. So once they said, hey, the game is complete and it's releasing on the Switch, I personally like playing games on my Switch. And if I can get it on my Switch, I will generally do that because I can easily just take it and play with it when I'm in bed or when my kids are watching something on TV or something like that. I can easily play a game on my Switch. So that's why I decided to pick it up for the Switch. Now, it's a very unique game. It's something that not everyone might be into. It's something that is really different. Guys, before we get into the video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, right? The thumbs ups always help. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like my videos and my content, please feel free to share the videos to help GamerDad79 grow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. And let's talk about Kentucky Route Zero, the TV edition. In Kentucky Route Zero, you take on the role of Connor, a truck driver who must deliver a load of antiques to 5 Dogwood Drive. The problem? Connor cannot find Dogwood Drive on any map. In the first chapter of the game, Connor stops at a gas station, and the kindly attendant tells him that he has to travel through Route Zero to get there, or as people call it, the Zero. The next problem? No one knows exactly how to get there. This sends Connor on a journey all over Route 65 in Kentucky in his search for the Zero. Along the way, he meets several different and strange individuals that help him along the way. Some even join him in his quest to deliver these antiques because, well, they got nothing better to do. Kentucky Route Zero is billed as an adventure game, but it shelves puzzles and inventory management in favor of storytelling and atmosphere. And let me tell you, those aspects are some of the most unique I have ever come across while playing a game. The art style is extremely abstract. It's very abstract, with all the people and environments made up of sharp angles and shapes. There's no fine details on anything, yet everything is visually appealing. I really liked this abstract art style. It's kind of difficult to explain it. There's even some sections of the game that look like they belong on an old Commodore 64 on Atari, using white lines on a black background to create shapes that look like different environments, like caves and such. So the story is very abstract, and you're going to hear me say that word quite a bit throughout this review, and there's a reason for that, because this game is as abstract as they come. You remember, there was a big debate years and years ago when a game called Ico came out, and people said this game is kind of like a big thing for games as an art form because of the style of game. And Kentucky Route Zero kind of fits that bill as well, because there's not much in the terms of gameplay to it. It's, like I said, they bill it as an adventure game, but there's no inventory management. There's maybe a couple of very small puzzles that you have to solve, but most of them are just very linear in the way that you solve them. I don't want to give away any spoilers. So it's a very abstract story. The game was, okay, this is going to sound weird, right? The game was equal parts good, but sometimes boring to me. Because there are lengths of this game where there's very, very minimal sound design. There's no sound at all, and you're just reading text line after text line after text line, and that can get, to me, a little boring. But the game, what made me keep coming back was I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I really wanted to see the culmination of these characters' stories. The world that this game takes place in is the same as our world, right? There's places in it that exist in ours. It's just kind of like a couple of steps removed. There's some stuff in here that is different, very, very different than ours. Let's just say, like, without giving away too much, injured limbs kind of get replaced with skeletal glowing limbs in one part. And everyone talks just a bit different than we do. It's equal parts similar and different than us. As I said, gameplay is extremely simple. There's really not much to the gameplay. You walk around and you talk to people to advance the story. There are a very few, very simple puzzles littered throughout the game, but nothing that's really too taxing. You can even play the game as if you were playing on a tablet in the Switch. You use the Switch's touchscreen to really good effect. I've played a few text-heavy games on the Switch, and some things that I've noticed is the text tends to be kind of small. However, Kentucky Route Zero's text is large enough to where I didn't have to squint when using it in tablet mode or when using it in handheld mode. It really didn't affect that at all. Where a lot of text-heavy games, I kind of have to hold the Switch close to me or something like that, and it's a little bit more difficult. I didn't have that issue with Kentucky Route Zero. Like I said, they bill Kentucky Route Zero as an adventure game, but it felt to me more like a visual novel. If you're not familiar with that genre of games, it's essentially just that. There's animation and drawings and stuff, and there might be some branching narratives, but that's the extent of what a visual novel is. Like you're reading a book, but with some animation to it and some player choice. That's really it. And if this game felt more like a visual novel than an adventure game, right? When I think about adventure games, even modern interpretations of adventure games, modern versions of them, there's always puzzles and stuff like that involved in some capacity, and there's really none of that here in Kentucky Route Zero. That doesn't necessarily make it a bad game or a bad adventure game. It just felt more like a visual novel to me. And I don't want to spoil anything with this game because really Kentucky Route Zero should be experienced. And but there's some really wild things. I kind of mentioned earlier the skeletal limbs, right? There's a guy who gets his leg injured at one part of the game, and he goes to see a doctor, and the doctor replaces his whole leg with a skeletal glowing leg, and everyone just kind of accepts it as normal. There's one character you come across, a young kid who believes his brother is a huge eagle that actually can pick them up and fly them to different parts of the map. That's just some of the weird stuff that you're going to come across while playing Kentucky Route Zero. Final thoughts. Kentucky Route Zero is one of the most unique, abstract, and bizarre games I have ever played. I can't say that I would be completely enraptured by the game, as I feel the lack of sound and voice acting, coupled with the abstract text, there's that word again, abstract, can sometimes make it difficult to sit through. I played the game in smaller chunks because I did want to know what was going to happen next, right? That's what kept me coming back. During the roughly 9 hours it takes to get through the game, get through the game's 5 chapters, I found myself both intrigued and admittedly sometimes bored at the characters and world, right? It's kind of hard to explain my feelings towards this game. The text selection in Kentucky Route Zero is also interesting, is that you are not just making decisions, you're also shaping the backgrounds and the lives of these people. I've never played a game that made me think about the different characters as much as this game did. From a guy that needs to make a delivery to a place not on any map, to a woman who likes to fix old TVs, to a kid that, like I said before, that thinks his brother is a giant bird, these characters are some of the most unique and interesting I've ever experienced. Kentucky Route Zero is not going to be for everyone, and you have to go in knowing that this is an abstract story set in an abstract world. If you can get past that, you're in for a interesting and thought-provoking experience. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. Like I said, I'll say it again, Kentucky Route Zero is an abstract experience, and you have to go in and realizing that's what you're going to get. And if you can get past that, you're going to be in for something that really makes you think. When I finished the game, I was like, wow, this is weird. This was really, like, it made me think, like, what the hell just happened? What the hell's going on here? And, you know, that's something that I think is very unique, and I said that word a lot during this, right? Unique, abstract. It's very unique in this game, and definitely something that you should experience. All right, so that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below, right, if you have played Kentucky Route Zero and what you thought of it. Do you agree with what I'm saying about it? Do you agree with how my assessment of this game? Or if, you know, watching this video, did it make you maybe want to pick up Kentucky Route Zero and try it out? So that is it for today's video, fellow geeks. Until next time, I am GamerDad79. Keep on geeking on.